Could Donald Trump actually invade America? Let's think about it. Our military budget right now is 3 or 4 times that of the next highest country, China. It crossed the $1 trillion mark for the first time last year. And now the president, Donald Trump, is asking to add a 50% increase on top of that. Why? I know why. And it has to do with who Donald Trump sees as his real enemy. And it gets dark, and I'll get there in a second. But in the details, Trump is asking for a $1.5 trillion defense budget for 2027. It's not a typo, $1.5 trillion. Last year, the budget crossed $1 trillion for the first time in history, and now Trump is asking to increase that by 50%. The Committee for a Responsible Federal Budget, which is a nonpartisan group, and they're not in the habit of panic, said that this would be, quote, by far the largest year-over-year increase in defense spending in the post-World War II era. They estimate that it would add $5.8 trillion to defense spending over the next decade and $6.9 trillion to the national debt once interest costs are factored in. The national debt is currently around $39 trillion. The net interest payments on that debt alone are projected to exceed $1 trillion in 2026. So for context, we are paying more in interest on our debt than we spend on all of Medicare. We are spending more on interest on our debt than we are on all of Medicare. Sure, it's great. And this budget, this increase, includes $185 billion for the Golden Dome missile defense system, the F-35 jets, Virginia-class submarines, and various other items that sound like they were named by a 14-year-old playing Call of Duty Modern Warfare up at 2 a.m. hopped up on Baja Blast. The Golden Dome, the Golden Fleet, Operation Epic Fury. That $185 billion, by the way, for the Golden Dome is more than the entire annual defense budget of Russia. It's crazy, right? The United States currently spends more on its military than the next 10 countries combined. More than 10 countries combined. China, Russia, India, Saudi Arabia, the UK, Germany, France, Japan, South Korea, and Australia combined do not spend as much as we do on defense. And then there's the $500 billion increase. And that $500 billion increase that Trump is requesting by itself is more than China, Russia, and Iran spend on their entire militaries combined. We are lapping the field by multiple laps, and the request is to lap them a few more times. So why? Why now? You could make a genuine national security argument about China and the Indo-Pacific. Argument exists, and serious people keep making it. But that's an obscene amount of money to increase. But personally, I think there's something bigger going on here, a much, much darker thing, and I hope to God I'm wrong. I'm going to start with a poll that was published by NPR last month. And it found that a significant number of Americans are worried about the National Guard being deployed in domestic elections. And the Trump regime has already deployed military resources domestically, the border, federal law enforcement operations in sanctuary cities, and now he's asking for the largest military budget in the history of this country. And he's already told all of us exactly how he views loyalty, the law, and the peaceful transfer of power. When November comes and the Democrats take Congress, sounds awesome, doesn't it? And when they try to hold this administration accountable, what happens? And I'm not being dramatic. I'm asking you to read the tea leaves in front of you. Think about it. Anytime there is a coup in a country, who wins? It's the person who controls the military. This is the same Trump administration that told you that it can't afford to take care of you through daycare or Medicare or Medicaid. It told you all of those are scams. It's protecting banks. It's killing veterans programs like mortgage rescue programs. It can't find $1 billion for any of that. But it found $1.5 trillion for this. And I hope to God it is not going to be used against us on our own soil. And we have got to keep Trump accountable here. And there are so many independent media producers that are doing great work all across the internet. So when you see any of those great independent outlets, likes, comments, subscriptions, all of that helps keep those folks going. Do me a favor, take the few seconds and do that for any of the great independent producers out there.